Good afternoon. I am Dr. Annette Schwabe, the Director of FSU's Honors Program. Honors graduates, family and friends, and staff and faculty, welcome to the Honors Program's virtual Medallion ceremony. I'm sorry that we can't all be together physically to celebrate your successes, but I'm delighted that through this virtual ceremony, many more supporters, friends, and loved ones can join us to celebrate your amazing accomplishments as honors students. Completing the honors program requires a lot of diligence and hard work, and I congratulate you, graduates. To deliver our opening remarks, I would like to welcome to the virtual podium President John Thrasher. Like many of you will soon be, President Thrasher is an alumnus of the Florida State University, after earning both his bachelor's degrees and his law degree from FSU. He has served as our president for the past 7 years and has worked tirelessly to ensure that our university offers exceptional quality and opportunities for our students.
Good afternoon. I wish we could be together in person to recognize your tremendous achievements, but it's a joy to take part in this virtual celebration. I want to thank the family members and friends of our graduating honors students who may be watching this ceremony. I know what a vital role you have played in your students' success, and I know how proud you must be. And to our honor students, thank you for all you have done to enrich the academic life of Florida State University. You've been a part of a vibrant and engaged community of young scholars who excel both in and out of the classroom. Many of you have conducted groundbreaking research, held campus leadership positions, and served our community. These are transformative learning experiences that will stay with you long after graduation. I hope you will continue to use your knowledge, skills, and talents to help people and make a difference in the world. By earning an honors medallion, you have already demonstrated a desire to challenge yourself and a motivation to succeed. These values will serve you well, both in the workplace and in life. Congratulations, and go Noles.
Thank you, President Thrasher. That was truly inspiring. Now I have the privilege of introducing you to Dr. Joe O'Shea, the Dean of Undergraduate Studies at Florida State University. Dean O'Shea continues to serve as Assistant Provost, helping to guide the university's nationally recognized academic initiatives. In his role as Dean, he oversees more than a dozen departments and programs focused on undergraduate student success. His innovative approaches to undergraduate education have significantly enhanced the student experience at FSU. I'll add that when he graduated from FSU in 2008, Dr. O'Shea had earned distinctions as a Truman Scholar and as a Rhodes Scholar before completing a PhD in education at the University of Oxford.
Thank you. I'm Joe O'Shea, Dean of Undergraduate Studies at FSU. It's an honor to be with you today. First, I want to add my warmest congratulations to each of you. Though we can't be together today because of the pandemic, your accomplishments are all the more special because you persevered through a historic crisis. Well done. I also know that many family members are with us today. I share in their pride. We couldn't be more proud of each of you for reaching this important milestone in your life and for the recognitions you have received from honors today. Let's take a moment to offer your thanks and appreciation to them, the family and friends who have supported you in your life and helped you get to this point. It may actually be a bigger day for them than it is for you. As a former honors student at FSU, I know how much work you had to do to get here, and I'm grateful that you chose to spend these formative years of your life with FSU in the honors program, to learn, to grow, and to explore together with the honors community. The world needs more people with an FSU education, particularly with the rigor that you have achieved in the honors program. I know sometimes it's hard to see the changes that you have undergone during college. It's more than satisfying all those course and program requirements. Your honors education has cultivated your power in so many ways: to communicate clearly and across differences, to think critically and creatively, to be resilient in the face of setbacks, and to be kind, thoughtful, empathetic, and generous members of your communities. But now it is time to graduate and use your power. I know it is an exciting time, and I also know it can be a bit scary, especially now with so much unknown in the world, wondering what is next. We know this, though. You're going to make a difference in this world. You have proven this through your work at FSU. Also, I hope you will take comfort in the fact that you will always have a community at FSU to support you, and that you feel empowered by your Florida State education, for yourself and for the world. I know I treasure my own undergraduate education at FSU. It was such a transformative time for me. So when you look back at your time at FSU, I hope you think fondly of the sense of family and community in honors, that you feel connected to the campus and to each other, and that you feel like you're a community of people still learning and moving forward together. The pandemic has bonded us in ways that may not become clear for years, and I believe as you look back, you will find great pride in the fact that you excelled. In the face of incredible adversity, you have proven that you are resilient and strong. So how do you keep this sense of community? A good way is to pay it forward to the next generation of FSU honor students through our Friends of Honors and Scholars alumni group. Amy Haggard will be telling you more about that in a few minutes. The honor staff coordinated Medallion pickup for graduating seniors, and in a few weeks, thanks to support from donors, remaining medallions will be sent in the mail. I hope that you display it with pride. It really is such an accomplishment and something that you should be proud of and treasure for years to come. Congratulations again. I hope to see some of you in person and congratulate you, but in the meantime, go forward and do wonderful things. Stay healthy and keep a warm place in your heart for FSU. Thank you.
It's a pleasure to hear from you, Dean O'Shea. Thank you. Now we will recognize students who have completed their respective honors programs and have earned distinction as honors program graduates. We will begin with the graduates who have completed the University Honors Program. These students have been members of the University Honors Program for the majority of their time at FSU, some right out of high school, and others as a transfer student or as a laterally admitted student at the end of their first year. Each of them has maintained a GPA of 3.2 or higher in all their coursework and have earned at least 18 honors points to meet our graduation requirements. These honors points are earned through a combination of honors courses and co- or extracurricular activities. Corey Adamick, Karelis Albornoz, Maria Ali, Julia Allen, Nina Allo, Elizabeth Ames, Autumn Aniello, Armani Adiano, Samantha Eyre, Blakely Baker, Cole Bakotic, Brooke Baylor, Dexter Bell, Grace Berg, Trent Berry, Emily Binninger, Morgan Bobo, Holly Booth, Jenilyn Branson, Samantha Brockmiller Rasmussen, Lily Brody, Dylan Buckley, Kylie Bugby, Christopher Caballero, Ashley Camarda, Thomas Capobianco, Corey Cates, Hamilton Cheatham, Olivia Christopher, Kelsey Clabby, Ann Clifton, Owen Cockrell, Jessica Colgrove, Michael Collins, Terry-Ann Constantino, Naomi Cote, Abigail Cottrell, Jacqueline Cox, Taylor Krause, Quinn Daly, Adrija Doss, Bailey Davis, Spencer Deckert, Alex DePriest, Cara DeLeon, April DiNocenzi, Alexandra Pascal, Fiona Dorr, Sophia Doribo, Samara Sauri dos Santos, Charlie Dunn, Abigail Ellis, Susan Elzawari, Brittany Ernst, Catherine Escobar, Genevieve Ferguson, Karina Ferraris, Sarah Ferrer, Marjorie Fitzsimmons, Heather Frank, Kenneth Frazier, Meredith Freeman, Sarah Fuller, Sean Gabani, Nicole Garcia, Carissa Gard, Catherine Gipalo, Ava Gonzalez, Alexis Gordon, Mackenzie Gracielny, Mackenzie Graham, Mia Green, Helen Grader, Elena Gurau, Riley Hall Rodriguez, Megan Hancock, Cameron Hannon, Peyton Hauser, Christina Hayworth, Mackenzie Helms, Lauren Henderson, Antoine Henderson, Hannah Hetzel Eben, Megan Hines, Lauren Hodney, Lauren Hobson, Jonathan Hubeck, Desiree Huney. Ashley Jones, Peter Karras, Hannah Carter, Aaron Cassabum, Megan Kavanaugh, Emily Keaton, Sage Keckstein, Cameron Kelly, Paige Kelly, Ahmed Kanawi, Casey Knoyer, Lauren Kessler, Jack Kettleson, Jacob Kyle, Rachel Klein, Samantha Klupchak, Hunter Kortum, Camille Kynock, Catherine Lefevre, Samantha Lancaster, Molly Lavaud, Josephine LeBlanc, Noah Leonard, Elsa Lovejoy, Christina Loy, Marissa Luciano, Sophia Lutz, Savannah Ma, Catherine Manning, Danielle Marino, Lauren Mariotti, Grace Markwell, Megan Martinez, Isabella Matarita, Gavin Mays, Nicholas McIver, Zachary McKee, Elle Menzel, Abigail Meredith, Shelby Merlot, Emily Mila, Marissa Miller, Carter Montgomery, Anna Monticelli, Nicholas Morales, Abigail Morgan, Charlize Navarro Sanabria, Camden Neese, Grace Negrasas, Sophie Nelson, Amelia Nelson, Lydia Nord, Faith Norcutt, Carissa O'Haro, Danielle Oko, Madison Orlowski, Riddhi Patel, Laura Pemble, Marley Perry, John Peterson, Connor Phillips, Connor Pearson, Skylar Pittman, Gabriella Porter, Elena Possert, Victoria Potter, Madeline Powell, Charles Preston, Bailey Props, Alexandra Pupa, Guy Quattlebaum, Jennifer Ralph, Michael Ramsey, Alexandra Rebimbus, Emma Lee Reed, Riley Reamer, Emily Rumbaugh, Hannah Roberts, Carly Robinette, Avery Rothberg, Caleb Rowan, Jordan Rundle, John Russo, Juliet Schreiber, Mackenzie Schaefer, Rachel Shaughnessy, Joseph Spradlin, Rachel Stein, Kyler Strange, Anthony Suarez, Alexander Suriano, Maria Simonowicz, Mila Talive, Kaylee Taylor, Sarah Tellis, Manuth Thakur, Sophia Torres, Madison Tile, Alec Viuez, Olivia Van Bennekom, Michaela Vasquez, Maya Vasquez, Sarah Vernon, Catherine Vornevald, Emily Wojtacek, Amanda Walker, Jenna Ward, William Welch, Emily Wetherall, Cassidy Willever, Elise Wilson, Sarah Wolf, Kayla Wood, Anna Wood, Ryan Wood, Destiny Wright. Next, we will honor those students who have completed an honors thesis in their major. These students have undertaken a significant academic research or creative project and work closely with their thesis director to achieve something really remarkable. John Abascal, a standardized approach to studying the double descent phenomenon. Zain Abhari, extending attosecond spectroscopy to all photoexcited materials. Chandika Basdeo, state legislative abortion restriction efforts and their disproportionate impact on Floridian minors and women in marginalized communities post-1973. Leila Basili, analyzing the effect of trust on voter decision to vote by mail, data collection from the 2020 presidential election. Zachary Beach, measurement of the beam helicity asymmetry in W photo production from the proton using class at Jefferson Lab. Rebecca Beal, changes in equatorial Atlantic Ocean surface wind patterns associated with the climate index based on historical ship observations. Parker Beasley, validation of IMERG rainfall to monitor onset and demise of the rainy season over peninsular Florida. Kylie Begin, effects of physical activity on the management of HFPEF, a systematic review of the literature. Gabriella Bellamy, measuring communication during feeding, defining interactions between mothers and their infants. Jacob Block, selling American values, the success of World War II defense bonds. Allison Bloomer, fortifying hate, how social media acts as a tool for white supremacist groups. Isabella Bogle, The Things That Grow Here. Charles Boudet, Quiet Subversives, The Political Influence of Cigar Factory Lectors. Caitlin Bradbury, The Nature of Small Towns, a speculative analysis of the codependent relationship between humans and nature. Hannah Brosser, Interactions between the Asian Summer Monsoon and Middle Latitudes, an observational study. Charles Brenner, 1H and 23NA, microimaging of isolated ganglia and neurons in a migraine model. Victoria Butcher, The Role of Error Sensitivity in Evaluating Others. Courtney Camadeo, Investigating the Impact of Sleep Fragmentation on Alcohol-Induced Behavior. Chandler Campbell, Examining the Relationship Between Education and White Racial Resentment. Maria Laura Canonico Castro, Engineering Human Stem Cells for Cell-Based Therapy. Jada Kondo, Examining the Effects of Parental Involvement and Inattention and Hyperactivity Impulsivity Symptoms to Academic Achievement. Rachel Corey, Food for Thought, Perceptions of Local Organic Farms by Their Communities. Georgie Cowan, Interplay between Extensional Rheology and Wedding Dynamics in Worm-like Micelles. Beatrice Dane, The Role of the Hebrew Immigrant Aid Society and Hitchem in Non-Governmental Diplomacy in Latin America during the 1930s and 40s. Lauren Daly, Resting State Functional Magnetic Resonance Imaging directed towards ischemic rodents at 21.1T. Aria Del Mar, Voltage Sensorless Design for Single-Phase Grid-Tied Inverter for PV Power. Theodore Dreiss, Poetic Graphic Novels. Jacob Garcia, Healing La Raza. Mallory Glazer, Are Virtual Museums Worth It? Discovering how Gen Z perceives virtual museum visits in light of the COVID-19 pandemic. Morgan Hawkins, Compound Acidian Filtration Rates, Growth Rates, Recruitment, Damage to Seagrass, and Distributions in St. Joseph Bay. Jessica Hole, My Brain on Bees. Madison Hubbard, Investigating Humoral Retroversion in Archaic Populations. Alec Jimenez, Advancing the Advanced, Cultural and Social Capital in Honors Programs and Elite Academic Scholarships. Kostandinos Karalis, The Anxiety Goblin, a feature film script. Chris Kern, An Analysis on the Origin, Cycle, and Demand of Debt. Panos Kiratsis, Fabrication of Uniform Cholesterol Microcrystals. Rachel Lamanna, Exploring the Relationships between Autonomic Responses to Fear Conditioning, Antisocial Behavior, and the Triarchic Model of Psychopathy. Madison Lavelle, The Use of Speech Recognition Technology in Language Assessments. Megan Ledger, Synthesis of Titanium Aluminum Carbides by Arc Menting and Ball Milling. Parker Logan, Call Me Baby. Lori Yolita Louisant, In the Member's Best Interest. Paige Lovell, Examining the Relations of Target Speech Sound Grade Level and Dosage in School-Based Speech-Language Pathology. Maria Fernanda Macias, Association between child's ADHD symptoms and parent-child relationship as moderated by child's anxiety symptoms. Justin Marquez. Simulated signals for highly charged, heavy stable charged particles. Isabella Massardi. Collected works. Alexandra Mattia. PBA mesoscale conversion for carbides. Allison McEnroe. Examining academic regulatory skill to explain the relationship between overparenting and emerging adult social media addiction and display of risque content. Marlon McInnes-Taylor. Skin cancer detection and classification using an artificial neural network. Elizabeth Meinert-Spiker. Studying the interactions between surfaces and polymer and lipid-based nanoparticles for localized delivery of therapeutic nucleic acids. Jimmy Mendez-Aguirre. Competitive rise and decline of countries and industries. Selena Meyer. Examining household chaos as a moderator in the relationship between adverse childhood experiences and emotion regulation. Sarah Miller. Cathartic release through performative ceramics. Raymond Myers. Latinx parents' engagement in school choice. Lauren Olmsted. Effectiveness and specific content test in communication disorders for evaluating critical thinking skills. Chika Onobogo. Sunayev-Zeldov effect, cross-correlation with Rosat-Allsky survey. Sydney Peters. Relationship between self-efficacy and reliability in student perception of voice quality features. Garrett Peters. St. Thomas Aquinas on predestination, a philosophical examination. Melissa Pregason. Will the demographic dividend have a significant effect in South Asia? Amanda Reynolds. Microplastic. Impacts to the environment and human health. Stephen Richards. U.S.-China relations. Where do we go from here? Shannon Richards. Measuring communication during routine-based early intervention for toddlers with identified delays. Carlos Rivera Fernandez. El Paraiso Mío. The effects of COVID-19 pandemic on Puerto Rico's tourism industry. Christopher Sala. Investigating seasonal relationships among tropical cyclones in the Atlantic, Pacific, and Indian Oceans. Angela Seibert. Using infrared spectroscopy to quantify organic matter reactivity. Lauren Shanks. Exploring relations among school factors and speech-language caseload size. Minna Stein. Representation of Jews in the media, an analysis of old Hollywood stereotypes perpetuated in modern television. Jacob Strack. Scanning strategies effects on CMB output maps. Evan Thomason. How does the landfall of a tropical storm affect its intensity? Nicole van der Summen. Implicit bias, the antagonist of Black characters. Margaret van de Venter. Nonlinear current voltage characteristics due to ion migration in low-dimensional organic metal halide hybrids. Maria Velasquez. Feeding effects of GLP-1 receptor-expressing neurons in the bed nucleus of the stria terminalis. Rachel Weaver. Someone will remember us, I say, even in another time. A theatrical exploration of the life, words, and legacy of Sappho. Rihanna Winter. The Floating World. We are now excited to recognize the students who have attained the dual honors distinction. These students completed both the University Honors Program and an honors in the major thesis. Diana Conrad, Photoresponsive Coordination Polymers and Metal Organic Frameworks. Nicole Heim, The Effects of Abnormally Timed Burns in the Apalachicola National Forest on the Frosted Elfin Butterfly. Shirin Kambalia, Correlations among Theory of Mind, Language Comprehension, and Reading Comprehension in Adults with Autism Spectrum Disorder. Anna Lewis, The Role of Education in Increasing Human Development, a case study of Guatemala and Costa Rica. James McCauley, Simulation of an Anti-Hydrogen Molecular Ion Production Scheme. Megan Nation, How Body Size and Social Approval of #BOPO posts Influence Body Image. Elizabeth Slade, Theater Congregation, Breaking Down the Bicameral Relationship Between Actor and Audience. Morgan Wegner, A Slice of Life, a study of self-portraiture through inflatable sculpture. Ian Weiner, The Homeland is Memory, Finding Diaspora in Chinese-Malaysian Literature. Chandler Wright, Coded in Colors, Revealing Color Distribution of Leptogorgia virgulata between shallow and deep habitats. And finally, we will honor those select students who have accomplished the requirements for dual honors and will be graduating summa cum laude, which means they have achieved a GPA of 3.9 or higher. These outstanding senior scholars have earned both honors distinctions. Paola Aguilar Neuville, Utilization of a CRISPR-Pic approach for the identification of the proteins associated with the genic regions of the genome throughout cell differentiation. Leandra Alexandra, Political and Economic Impact of the United Nations Security Council resolutions on the Mali conflict. Pedro Angel, Are terrorist organizations and gangs similar? A content analysis of why people join gangs. Elizabeth Barron, Is women's hormonal contraceptive use associated with their self-perceived mate value? Noah Bartfield, Hydromethylation of unactivated olefins. Lexi Boynes, A Modernized Studio System. Simone Bergen, The Prison, the Prophet, and the People, Injustice in Senegal. Emily Cope, Imaging lead halide perovskites by Scanning Tunneling Microscopy. Jacob Cyrus, The Dangers of Putinist Foreign Policy on the U.S. and How to Solve the U.S.-Russia Problem. Wendy Diaz, Second-Generation Terrorism, a Phenomenon. Daniel Emanuel, Safety Behaviors and Generalized Anxiety Disorder, Effects on Symptom Severity and Treatment Outcome. Giovanna Garcia, Far-Right Fever, Examining the Electoral Rise of Brazil and Hungary's Populist Radical Right. Stephanie Gonzalez, The Effects of Intolerance of Uncertainty on Virtual Suicide Behavior. Aaron Harris, Relationship between Dietary Intake, Diet Quality, and Biomarkers of Health and Performance in Collegiate Cross-Country Runners. Matthew Harris, Political Marketing in Florida's Capital, How Advocacy Groups and Corporate Lobbyists Employ Marketing Theories. Nicholas Hearing, China's evolving non-intervention policy and expanding role in conflict mediation abroad. Jessica Jarnigan, investigating the role of gangrene in breast cancer and its potential as a novel therapeutic target. Alexis Kidd, the bilingual brain, investigating the impact of code switching. Christina Lynch, stem cells for cartilage repair, a comparison between mesenchymal stem cells and induced pluripotent stem cells. Emma Lyon, an investigation into Brecht and Brechtian theater, what 21st century theater makers can learn from science-based analysis. Joseph Mazzotti, free will and Tourette syndrome. Molly McQueenie, integration of refugees into the labor market. Emma Metzler, student self-efficacy and training modules. Adrian Othon, circulating brain-derived neurotropic factor, BDNF, and cortisol in response to 3-day ultra-endurance racing. Chasten Fingston, The Backpack and the Ballot, How Collegiate Civics Education Impacts Voter Participation. Christina Portualo, Daily Life and Conditions at Lowell Correctional Institution from 1956 to today. Suzanne Raybuck, Dungeons and Dragons and Developers, an autoethnographic study on the composition and unique features of webcomics as a storytelling medium through a high fantasy narrative. Jessica Short, Women's STEM Success in Biomedical Science Graduate Programs, an exploratory study. Carolyn Sizemore, Hidden in Plain Sight, Activism and Materiality in the Tallahassee Zine Community. Corinne Smith, Oxytocin-paired mechanosensory stimulation of behavior in the mouse neonate. Patrick Titer, The Effect of Public Renewable Energy Spending on Economic Growth in the EU. Sarah Uribe, Crime, a Family Affair. Liam Wersansky, Work for a Living, examining the effects of dystopian fictions through a dialectical consideration on the dynamic presupposition of the dependency of labor and capitalism. Please join me in congratulating our outstanding senior scholars and all of the honors graduates of the class of 2021. Now, Amy Haggard, our Associate Director of Alumni and Student Engagement, will share information about our Alumni and Friends Network. Amy has done a great job connecting our honors students with honors alumni and with many opportunities to engage in professional preparation.
Congratulations on completing the honors program and your honors in the major thesis. You should all be very proud of yourselves. Each of you has left an amazing mark at Florida State, our honors program, and the entire HSF community. You are now officially alumni of the Florida State University Honors Program, and after commencement, you will be alumni of this great university. That is an accomplishment that I hope each of you celebrates with pride. I would like to formally welcome you to our alumni network, Friends of HSF. I hope that each of you will stay connected with our alumni group through our social media platforms. There are multiple ways that you can stay engaged through mentoring, connecting with students through programming, updating us on your accomplishments through our class notes portal, attending alumni events, and many more. I look forward to connecting with you all now as alumni, and please do not hesitate to reach out to me with any questions or ways that you would like to stay engaged. I now would like to introduce to you our alumni speaker today, Kara Axelrod. Kara graduated from our honors family in May of 2020 as an outstanding senior scholar, a presidential scholar, and an honors in the major thesis completer. She was also a member of the first class to graduate virtually. I wanted Kara to talk with you all today about the importance of staying engaged with our great university, as she is a shining example of what it means to work hard, show resilience through tough times, and stay committed to growing affinity for FSU. Welcome, Kara.
People always say you'll have some friends for a reason, some friends for a season, and some friends for a lifetime. 4 years of college, your season and reason right there. Then you go off into the world, into your new life, in Boston or San Francisco or Raleigh, or like me, just on the other side of Tallahassee. And your college years become something of the past. Maybe we toss our monogrammed bedspreads from freshman year. Maybe we toss our ruined game day sneakers or our Wednesday night plaid flannels. But we don't toss our FSU shirts. We don't toss our pins, our pictures, or our memories. Because something in us still holds that connection to our home for such a critical point in our lives. A place that soaked up our belly laughs, our tears, our failed orgo test grades, and our insomnia cookie crumbs from when we realized college means that you can get warm cookies delivered right to your door at 2 a.m. FSU made a lot of us who we are. And while we still have plenty of growing to do post-college, who we are is not part of the past. It's part of every single day of our existence. I graduated virtually in 2020 and currently work over in the Office of Admissions as a freshman admissions counselor. I decided to stick around for a little while. This doesn't mean you have to. You don't have to be in Tallahassee to stay part of this community. But staying connected with FSU in any way that is meaningful to you will be a worthwhile venture. You are friends with FSU for this season of life, college. You are friends with FSU for a reason, to get an education and then to graduate. Congratulations. But you and FSU can be lifetimers too, by joining Friends of HSF, by serving as an alumni mentor to current students, by joining the Alumni Association, and helping the next generation of Knowles have as formative of an experience here in college as you did here. And remember, your graduation is not the last event we get to celebrate together. This community will be here as you land your dream job, as you check off the scariest item on your bucket list, as you get married, have kids, or do whatever it may be that you've been inspired to do in life. Most of us just had 4 years here, but those 4 years were the start of our adult lives and the beginning of so many of our reasons why. Lose the lanyards if you haven't by now, but hang on to those pins and those koozies. Wear your FSU alumni t-shirt with pride right after your graduation and when you come back to tour campus 45 years from now. Trust me, I was a tour guide. People do it. They come back and they tell you all about how different campus was back then. But remember that no matter how many students pass through this campus and no matter how much it evolves, you will always have a home here in Tallahassee. And just like you learned freshman year, don't forget to call home every once in a while.
Thanks for your inspiring remarks, Kara. In closing, I wish you would have had the chance to be with your classmates and friends to share memories of your time at FSU and to say goodbye in person, at least for now. We hope you'll look back on your time in the honors program with great fondness and pride and look forward to seeing you in the years to come. This concludes the Spring 2021 Honors Medallion Ceremony. Congratulations, Honors Class of 2021.